Hey guys, how y'all doing? I hope everything is well. Everything is good with me. Y'all, I'm coming back with the story about Dexter Wade. That's the young man, to recap what I about Dexter. That's the young man in Mississippi that had an argument with his mom, walked out the door, and she didn't see him, that day. So she got a little nervous because he doesn't usually do, anything like that. So he was gone for like 2 weeks. The reason why she didn't panic, like for 2 weeks, because Dexter was 37 years old and he's grown. So she figured that, he's cooling off, he's that mad at her, but she was like, oh, he ain't that mad because my son don't get down like that. Like he, would get in contact. So she got in contact with his family members and was like, did Dexter call or reach out to any one of you? They was like, no, we haven't heard from Dexter. So that's when 2 weeks later, the mother, she went to the police department and reported her son missing. She was like, my son Dexter is missing. He's 37 years old. So when she gets there, they were like, oh, we don't know anything about, a young man missing, or we found a body or anything. They didn't know anything. So now, later on, let's skip up a little bit. Later, this is my 5th time talking about this here. Even other stations, I had to like write in and let them tell the story better than I probably can tell the story, because I was very disturbed about this story. I think it's crazy. I never heard of anything like that. So anyway, they got in contact with Dexter's mom, and it was like, this is 6 months later. 6 months later, got in contact with her and said that oh, we have Dexter. And she like, you got Dexter? What you mean you got Dexter, whatever? Like, what's good? Like, what's going on? So come to find out, they said, well, Dexter was hit by one of our police officers, but with the car, ran over. So now, the mother like, yeah, when did this happen? The mother was like, yo, when did this happen? So they gave her the date of when this here happened, and she was like, wait a minute, I came to y'all and asked y'all, did y'all hear about my son Dexter or see my son Dexter or anything? And they were like, oh, we didn't know, we didn't have no ID or anything like that on Dexter Wade. Okay, come to find out, y'all, like I said, the mother was like, okay. So now she's like, okay, where's my son? Just give me my son and let me, do what I need to do. They was like, sorry, man, but we buried him. How you bury somebody without getting in contact with their family members? Really? And since when do police departments voluntarily just start burying people? Fast forward, y'all, because I told this story 5 times, but I'm telling you again because I have new subscribers. Thank y'all. I appreciate y'all so much. Thank you so much, y'all. But I'm telling it so y'all can, understand what I'm saying. Now, when they told Dexter mom, like, we buried him, she like, you buried my child? Like, yeah. So now she like, oh, no. So now they bury her son in the back of a jail, in the backyard back there, right? His number was 672. I spoke about this so many times because it got me upset. I just think it's wrong what's going on here. His number was 672, okay? So now she asked for, give me my son, and I'm going to have a private, autopsy done on my son to find out what really happened to my child. So Crump was with her. Crump is now her lawyer and others. So now they dug him back up and did the autopsy without her and Crump again. Trying to be slick, did it again, like just doing real wild stuff. So anyway, come to find out, guess what they told her? Dexter in his front pocket had his ID and his credit cards. I told him, I said, listen, I feel in this here, in my spirit, y'all. I feel this here in my spirit. So now look. So now when I did the last update about this here, I said, people in Mississippi, if your loved ones are missing, please go over there and find out, because they got a backyard back there throwing people in, back in the back of the jail. It's back in the backyard, y'all using sticks to put numbers on. So now, check this out, y'all. Dexter number was 672. 672. So now, in my mind, I'm like, wait a minute. Wait, hell the whole up, y'all. Because 672 ain't just popped in nobody's head. That means that there is 672 or more people that's been buried. So let's go a little further. Now, another person, because I was telling people, I said, Mississippi, if you missing anybody, please go to this police department, because some real craziness is going on. So another woman said she went there, and she was like, listen, my son is missing, da-da-da. Why they had a list, and her son was number 2. Y'all heard what I said? Number 2. So that means they started from 1. And so far, 672 was Dexter. So that means there is over... Okay, let me not rush this. So now, they saying another woman come by. And she went there and she asked, my son been missing or whatever. They got him there too. All these people, all these family members, nobody reached out and tell them that their children have been hurt. We don't even know how they was hurt. Allegedly, we don't know how. Is the police department, is the Mississippi Police Department seriously doing things to these men? And it's not just black, y'all. It's white too. Yes, it's white people too. So something is seriously going on. But I kept saying, I believe because the lady said when she went there, they had a list. Her son was number 2. So how the hell did Dexter get to be 672? So they saying that now, since it's all over now, everybody like out up in arms now, because they like, oh Lord, they out here burying people in the backyard. Y'all can forget about burying people in the backyard. What about, how did they die? Did they die by the hands of the police? All these people? They only found men so far. So far, I heard. So far, they found 215 bodies, y'all. Let me tell you. The investigators went there. And when they got there, they were like, wait a minute. Look up in the air. They looks up. There are buzzards everywhere. Buzzards, y'all. Y'all already know. If it's buzzards there, buzzards smell, body part, your body, like meat. They done bury these poor people in a shallow grave. A shallow grave in body bags. They didn't even have the decency to bury them 6 feet under. They buried them in a shallow grave. Do you know that's why the buzzards are up above? Because they can sense of smell, can smell flesh. So if it rains or whatever like that, the body's even coming up higher. We don't even know if they dig the 2 feet. We don't even know that. But my thing is, I want y'all to hear the mother of Dexter. Because it's really sad. And I did this story 5 times. 5 times. And it's just getting worse. I'm telling y'all. I said it in my first video. In my second video. They did not come up with that number 672 for Dexter. Dexter was 672. I don't care if you only found 215 bodies there. They can have another location. Okay? This backyard back of the jail is just one of them. I want you to listen to I want y'all to see, listen.
Had been buried without your knowledge. Give us a sense of what they told you over those many months and what those months were like for you, not knowing where your son was.
Well, it was devastating to me because I didn't know where he were. And then I was calling them. They didn't have no information to let me know, have they, found any information. All the, details that I gave them for leads, they never came back to me to say, well, that lead led to something that we can work with. And I just couldn't believe that he had disappeared off the face of earth and nobody knows where he at. And it was just horrible for me. And every day I wake up, I just look, just looking for him, just out in the streets looking for him. And I mean, that's heartbreaking for a mother. And can't say hello, don't know how to get in touch with him. That is a horrible thing for a mother.
Okay, y'all. That was Dexter mom. You see how she's hurt because she asked them, so many times, like, y'all didn't come to me and tell me that my son was missing or anything. And they cannot say that they didn't know her mom, but they was claiming that they tried to call her and they just didn't get no answer. That's not gonna fly because first of all, she came to the police department. They knew her first name, her last name, and her phone number. So that's not gonna fly with me because what they're doing in Mississippi over there is hurtful to this woman, and not even that, y'all. They killed one of her other sons. They murdered one of Miss Wade's other sons. Yes. But I'm gonna let y'all listen to Crump and let Crump tell y'all some things, okay? Because this is just crazy. And I'm gonna let you listen to the mother how she said they murdered her other son. I want to let y'all listen to this here because it's really crazy.
Had been killed, that he had been buried in this grave. His body was exhumed in November. There was an autopsy conducted. He was given a proper burial. But I also understand a wallet was found in his front pocket with his ID, his home address, his insurance card. What's the explanation officials give for why no one was notified he had been killed and buried?
There really is no explanation that they have offered. They claimed that they tried to reach out to Miss Bettison, and you should know that Miss Bettison is the named plaintiff in a lawsuit against the Jackson Police Department because they killed her brother 3 years earlier. She went through two criminal trials, had several press conferences. So when they called her house, if they did call her house like they claim, they knew where she lived. They knew how to get in contact with her if they really wanted to notify her that her son Dexter had been hit by a police car. So it is very suspicious that they would just bury him in a pauper's grave because they said they could not identify his next of kin. Miss Bettison does not accept it, and because of her tenacity, it has exposed all of these loved ones being dropped in a hole in a bag behind a Mississippi jail.
And guys, you see what Crump said. He said that they knew that, I apologize, that wasn't her other son, that was her brother that they killed. But there is no excuse that they didn't know who she was. You know what I mean? Because they killed her brother before that. You know what I mean? So now the investigation that is going on. Like I said, more families are coming forward and they're going to the police department and they are actually their bodies are there. Their bodies are there. So what is the excuse that they're given that all these bodies are there? So these random people that y'all finding, first of all, we ain't going for that. Because you know why? What police department voluntarily bury people? You know what I mean? Like what in what world do police departments say, you know what? Let's just go up here and just get this body and just bury it. What are you talking about? Y'all have a paper. You didn't put in a newspaper or online that this person was found in whatever happened to them. You know, you didn't put it in the paper. You didn't put it online. You didn't do anything. You ain't try to do nothing. That's crazy. That's crazy. There's no excuse for that. There is no excuse for that for me. And I think they need to get the FBI in there and find out what's really good over there, because that's a shame. My heart go out to the family, y'all. Like, for real, my heart really do go out to the family. But I want y'all to listen to what, not even that. The mom, she said none of the police department came and apologized to her or gave her, I'm sorry what happened for this accident that happened. But they not telling y'all 3 police officers was fired because there was 3 police officers that was so-called in the car when they hit Dexter. Yeah. It was 3 y'all in the car when y'all hit Dexter. Really? Yeah, okay. So anyway, y'all, I'm going to let y'all hear this here because it's getting crazy. It's just really, really, really sad, y'all. It's just really sad. It goes on. But like I said, and I said this in my first, second, third, fourth video, it starts from number 1, but they only found 215 bodies so far. It's more than that because Dexter was 672. He was 672. I just want y'all to listen to Crump. Listen to what Crump said, y'all.
And for these families you represent.
We're seeking to have the Federal Department of Justice come in and do an investigation to make sure that each and every one of these citizens, disproportionately Black citizens whose lives matter, will be identified, their families notified, and them given a proper funeral.
And I should say, Ms. Wade, I mentioned families because you are not alone here. There's been, in the last few months, the discovery at least 2 other men, 40-year-old Mario Moore and 39-year-old Jonathan Hankins, were also killed and buried in that same cemetery, and their families not notified for months. From your perspective, Ms. Wade,
I feel like that the city needs to give me an acknowledgement to say that, hey, I'm sorry. I mean, just give me some kind of closure and explain to me what actually happened to my son on that freeway that night. How did it actually occur? Just what went down, the events that went down with it. And I want to see justice. I want to see justice done for this because it's wrong. It's wrong to take somebody's child and bury them in a field and I didn't even get a last chance to say anything to my child, or either I didn't even get a last chance to just say, baby, I love you. Just to look down on them and say, baby, I love you. They haven't even came and called me and said, Miss Wade, could you come down and we explain to you what happened? I mean, I haven't even got a word. And so how do that feel? That makes you feel like they are guilty. They are guilty of a crime because they can't tell you what happened.
Ms. Wade, do I understand correctly that the mayor, no one from the police department, has reached out to you to explain what happened to your son?
No one have reached out to me to say, explain it, to explain what happened to my son. But I did at least have city supervisors, the board supervisors to say, that they hated what happened to me. But I haven't said anything. Nobody from JPD, Jackson Police Department, have came to me and acknowledged me.
We know based on the records from the coroner's office that since 2016, in the last 8 years, we can identify 215 individuals that were buried behind that jail, and their families have not been notified. Furthermore, Mr. Wade was number 672. That means there are 671 other people buried behind that jail, marked with only a number.
Y'all see what I said? He's number 672. So I believe they started from number 1. And Dexter just is 672. So there's 600 and some more bodies out there. Not 215. That's 215 that they found. All right, y'all. I'm going to go, but my heart goes out to all the families. And like I said before, if you're listening to my video, please, please, if your loved ones are missing in Mississippi, you need to go there and find out if they have your child in the backyard back there. Because this is really a shame. This is a shame. And like I said again, my heart goes out to the families. I'm sorry that this happened to you. I am so sorry. Very, very sorry. I know how I feel. I told y'all before. I lost sons. So I know how it feels. But anyway, y'all, hit that like button and subscribe. And y'all have a beautiful day. God bless y'all. And I'll be back with you. Peace.